while my ministry and the government make every effort to deal with the immediate water supply challenges facing us, I am asking for your continued cooperation and understanding during these difficult dry months. I urge you to conserve on your use of water at all times, but especially at this time. Every drop counts.
That's right. Every drop counts, and now more than ever, all Jamaicans should be conserving on water as we battle drought conditions across the island. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Today on the program, we look at some recent topical issues, from the continued drought to the passing of the Disabilities Act to controlling the nuisance called mosquitoes. Plus, get the views of some youth with disabilities on their role in Jamaica's national development. An informative half hour awaits you. We start off with the latest news.
Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, July 29. The Health Ministry is again assuring the public that there is no local spread of the chikungunya virus, although a second case of the virus has been confirmed in Jamaica. In a release, the ministry said in both cases, the individuals were infected in another country and became ill when they arrived in Jamaica. The Health Ministry is urging persons who have traveled to countries affected by the chikungunya virus to visit their doctor or the nearest health center immediately after arriving in Jamaica. The public is also encouraged to cooperate with health workers who are seeking to reduce the spread of the virus on the island. There is no specific treatment or vaccine for the chikungunya virus, which is spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito that also transmits dengue fever. Anyone who experiences any of the associated symptoms is asked to visit their doctor or the nearest health center immediately. Information Minister Senator Sandria Faulkner has also encouraged individuals to protect themselves by destroying mosquito breeding sites in their environs.
Anything that water can settle in. If it is a container, drum, or a barrel, we can cover them. We can keep them dry. We can clean them regularly. And if it's an old tire, we can fill them with soil and we can punch holes in those tires, or we can recycle or dispose of them in another way.
The Pan American Health Organization says as of July 25, 29 countries in the Americas have reported more than 5,000 cases of the chikungunya virus. New entrepreneurs will soon be able to register their businesses within 24 hours. This, as the one-stop shop facility introduced by the Companies Office of Jamaica in January is being further enhanced to simplify and minimize the registration process. The improvements will reduce the current 48-hour registration period. Industry, Investment and Commerce Minister Anthony Hilton says it's one of the many ways government continues to improve the way business is conducted in Jamaica, particularly for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises.
Agencies of the ministries have been hard at work implementing programs to ensure capacity building of our entrepreneurs. The Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC, provides specialized training to ensure that entrepreneurs have the knowledge, support and skills to lead businesses that can compete in the global economy.
Minister Hilton was speaking at the launch of the second season of Finally Focused, a local television program. The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining will be implementing a pilot project to improve access to information and communications technology, ICT. Portfolio Minister Philip Paulwell says the project will focus on the use of TV white space, that's unutilized frequencies allocated to the broadcast sector, to expand access to the internet.
This, I believe, will go a far way in reinforcing our efforts to enhance internet connectivity and other forms of digital communication to our major population centers, as well as townships and villages all across Jamaica.
Minister Paulwell was speaking recently at the Broadband Partnership of the Americas Jamaica TV White Space Workshop. The pilot project, which costs $500,000 is funded by the United States Agency for International Development. He said if Jamaica used the TV white space technology, it would increase the country's global ICT ranking. Government's plan to address the needs of the most vulnerable will be boosted following the completion of the Social Protection Strategy. The strategy, which is the first of its kind in the Caribbean, aims to strengthen the social protection framework by streamlining the provision of resources. Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips has commended the Planning Institute of Jamaica and other stakeholders for undertaking the initiative.
It provides a framework which will guide policy for many years into the future. But I think equally important, it highlights the pioneering potential and in fact qualities of our own experts in the field here at the PIOJ and in the Ministry of Labour.
Minister Phillips adds that government's economic reform program will help to eliminate poverty by growing the economy and providing employment for citizens. The social protection strategy, which will be administered by the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, is funded through the World Bank Social Protection Project. And finally, business leaders are being urged to take climate change seriously and get more involved in the country's climate change plans, programs and projects. The call was made recently by Portfolio Minister Robert Pickersgill at the Business Case for Climate Change Breakfast Forum.
While we continue along the path towards economic growth, we must seriously factor in climate change and its continued impacts on all our business plans. Because businesses of necessity have to consider physical realities, including the natural environment, if they are to be sustainable and prosperous.
And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.
The National Water Commission (NWC) is now on a drive to rapidly fix leaks affecting the water distribution systems across the island. 2 leak hotlines have been established. Report leaks by calling 733-5655 and 733-5656. You may also send a text to 838-LEAK. That is 838-5325. Remember that a little effort will make a big difference. Be a leak detective. Conserve on water today.
Right across Jamaica, people are praying for some showers of rain. With intensified drought conditions and limited water, many are distressed. The government is aware of this plight and through agencies such as the National Water Commission has been bringing this valuable resource to Jamaicans.
Water. It's a very precious resource which man cannot live without. And while too much of it can be catastrophic, causing loss of lives and wreaking havoc on livestock and crops, too little may result in drought.
A drought may be defined as any period of time when you are having less than the amount of water which is needed, or any period of time when there is a significant reduction in the amount of available water.
There are 3 main types of droughts. These are agricultural, hydrological, and meteorological.
While the National Water Commission is most affected by hydrological drought, which is a significant reduction in the stream flows, we are also affected by agricultural drought, which is a period when there is a significant reduction in the amount of moisture in the soil, resulting in crops not being able to survive. And also meteorological drought, which is essentially a significant reduction in the amount of rainfall. That also affects us, because indirectly it will also affect your stream flows.
For the last few months, Jamaica has been experiencing very little rainfall, and this has affected the National Water Commission's ability to provide potable water to its customers island-wide. However, the National Water Commission has devised a drought response plan to provide an effective and systematic means to reduce the impact of water shortages over the short and long term.
We are doing extensive trucking, using trucks from the National Water Commission's own resources, trucks available from the Rapid Response Unit in the Ministry, and trucks which are privately owned, which we engage to assist us at this time. We are also doing valve regulations and other measures aimed at rationing the amount of water available to share it basically between communities. We are also implementing a variety of measures aimed at augmenting the amount of water available on those systems that are worst affected from systems that are less affected. And we are strongly urging conservation at this point in time.
These measures also include the extraction of maximum possible yields from all available sources, as well as measures aimed at reducing wastage and leakage. Consumers are being encouraged that during the drought period, water that has been treated by the National Water Commission should not be used for irrigation, agriculture, gardening, and other such purposes.
We certainly encourage that all consumers conserve on their use of water at this time. Additionally, we also ask that they have proper and adequate storage facilities, large clean containers. We ask that they desist from tampering or illegally interfering with the Water Commission's systems. We also ask that they do not illegally connect to our water supply systems. And furthermore, we ask that they do not use the treated water which we supply for domestic purposes, for non-domestic purposes that are not essential at this point in time. Those are some ways in which the consumers can certainly help us to go through this difficult period.
There are 4 basic ways that consumers can save water. Economize. Be conscious of the amount of water you utilize and use less whenever you can. Fix leaks promptly. A leak of merely 1 drop per second wastes 2,400 gallons of water per day. Water-saving devices. There are a number of simple devices that can significantly reduce water usage. These include aerators, flow regulators, and displacement devices. And reuse water. Used water from the kitchen sink and at the washstand can be reused for other things such as gardening. Here now are a few tips to conserve water around your home. In the bathroom, use just a glass of water to brush your teeth, not a continuously running pipe. Limit the time the shower is on to the time it takes to wet your body and wash off the lather. In the kitchen, wipe away gravy, grease, and food scraps from plates and bowls before washing. If you wash dishes by hand, don't leave the water running for rinsing. Just rinse them in a sink or a pan of clean water. Outdoors, instead of washing driveways, sidewalks, gutters, and steps, use a hard broom to sweep these places. Save the water from your kitchen and laundry for your plants and gardens. Don't let your children play with taps, hoses, or sprinklers, and wash your car with a bucket of water and a rag, not a running hose. Fresh, clean drinking water is yours to use whenever you need it, but not to waste. It is too valuable. Remember that a little effort and a little common sense will make a big difference. So be alert. If you see water being wasted in your home, tighten up. Remember, water is life. For more information on the National Water Commission, please call the NWC office nearest you or visit their website at www.nwcjamaica.com.
There'll be a better tomorrow. 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 There'll be a day. There'll be a way. There'll come a time to sing a brand new song. There'll be a better tomorrow.
July 22, 2014, a momentous day for those in Jamaica living with disabilities as Parliament passed a critical act, setting in place a structural framework to create greater inclusion and access. Get some more facts right now and what the passing of the act means.
Oh, it's my day.
this groundbreaking piece of legislation is not only being acted upon in fulfillment of a promise made to the country by this administration, but it must also be noted that it seeks to promote, protect, and ensure the full and equal enjoyment of persons with disabilities of privileges, interests, benefits, and treatment on equal basis with other persons in the national community. The main objective of the bill are as follows. It is to reinforce and promote the recognition and acceptance within Jamaica of the principle that a person with a disability has the same fundamental rights as any other person. It is to promote individual dignity and individual autonomy, including the freedom of choice and independence of a person with disability. It is to ensure full and effective participation and inclusion in the society of persons with a disability on an equal basis with all others. It is to prevent or prohibit discrimination against a person with a disability. It is to promote respect for differences and acceptance of persons with disabilities as part of the human diversity and humanity.
I want to say that we at the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, armed with this piece of legislation, will be able to do more in the ways of the micro, small and medium-sized enterprises as we seek to address and to overcome any disabilities that will affect this community from playing its full role in the economic life of the country.
Therefore, the task that falls to all of us in this honorable House, and indeed the wider society more generally, is to make the political, social and economic changes necessary to enable the greater inclusion of persons with disabilities into the mainstream of the society.
Oh, it's my day to do anything I want to. It's my time, and I'll use it any way I want. Don't waste your time with thoughts of giving up. It's all in your mind. Let it go, let it go.
My name is Jason Ricketts, and I employ all youth with disability to not give up hope. There is a space out there for you. You just need to work hard, and I'm sure that your training will help Jamaica move forward to meet Vision 2030 plan.
Don't waste your time with thoughts of giving up. It's all in your mind.
And as brighter days ensue for those with disabilities, we look at some of the ways the youth among them can contribute to national development in today's Outer Road.
We can play a lot of role. For example, the blind cricket, forcing development, and we take part in national development for you. For example, we can see Mr. Floyd Morris in the Tenet.
I'm currently doing a master's degree in cultural studies in the Institute of Caribbean Study and Reggae Study Unit. From this master's degree, I really hope to contribute to the popular culture of Jamaica, specifically reggae music and dancehall music. So one of my aims is to preserve and maintain the culture of reggae.
What youth can do in national development is to be qualified and to get jobs that will enable them to make an impact on society. For example, in my case, I am a trained teacher, but currently I'm an administrative assistant. So I am able to give back to the community by ensuring that the students I serve, the students with disabilities who I serve, get the best out of the University of the West Indies so that they are positive role models for those to come.
I'm currently studying linguistics and language education. My goal is to just really understand the language, interpret it in the right way so that I can impart knowledge to the students so they may reach further, and that is how I'll contribute to national development.
Householders, business people, school administrators, protect yourself and your children from the chikungunya virus. Be on the alert. Help control the mosquito population. Chikungunya is a virus transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, which breeds in and around your home, workplace, and school. Destroy breeding sites. Empty old tires and all other containers where water can settle. Bore holes in old cans. Cover water drums and garbage cans. Wash flower pots and vases and clean pet dishes regularly. Protect yourself from mosquito bites. Cover your body as much as possible and use mosquito repellent containing DEET. And if you're experiencing symptoms of chikungunya, a sudden high fever, headache, rash, nausea, pain, stiffness, or severe joint pains, see your doctor or go to the nearest health center.
By now, you must have heard about the chikungunya virus, which is transmitted to humans by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Well, the best means of prevention is overall mosquito control, which the Ministry of Health has been working hard on. We now share with you some ways in which you can control mosquito breeding sites. Major breeding sites within the household include water storage containers, animal drinking containers, flower pots and vases, roofs, gutters, and pit latrines. In addition, rainwater collected in discarded containers, underground cisterns, wastewater drains, water storage tanks, cesspits and septic tanks, tree holes and bamboo stems can also contribute to the breeding of mosquitoes. Taking the following preventive measures can eliminate the breeding of mosquitoes in and around the house. Reduce water storage within the household to a minimum. Where this is not possible because of little or no piped water, keep water storage containers clean and securely covered. Store containers face down. Remove rainwater from roof gutters. Change water in animal drinking containers and flower vases daily. Scrub inside all vases when changing the water. Control the breeding of mosquitoes in pit latrines by keeping them covered. Clear yard of unnecessary containers that may collect water. Pierce holes in the bottom of containers being thrown away. Fill tree holes with sand to prevent the accumulation of water. Cover storage tanks or stock them with mosquito-eating fish. Seal all septic tanks properly using concrete. Major mosquito breeding sites in the community include spillage around water supply sources, wastewater drains, stormwater canals, cesspools, ponds and large water bodies such as streams and rivers, and water collected in potholes. To reduce mosquito breeding sites, cut all overhanging vegetation in rivers, streams, and ponds. Avoid throwing garbage and debris into gullies, which will prevent the free flow of water and subsequently lead to the breeding of mosquitoes. Avoid dumping waste materials in empty lots. The Ministry of Health is also appealing to the public to guard against mosquito bites so as to avoid mosquito-borne diseases.
First of all, recognize that the Ministry of Health, we are out there with our teams doing what we can and doing so to the best of our ability. But there are things that they themselves can do to protect themselves from mosquito bite. Simple things such as the use of repellents on their skins when they're going out in the evening. If you're going out in the evenings, we ask that you cover yourself with long sleeve, wear trousers if possible. We ask that you use it. For those who are not asthmatic or not affected, we ask that you use mosquito coils, the insect sprays. And you can also use mosquito screens at your window just to protect yourselves from mosquitoes coming in. And simple things such as closing your windows and doors by 5:36 to prevent the adult mosquito from coming in.
Remember, where there is full cooperation between members of a community, the Ministry of Health and other agencies, there will be a significant reduction in the breeding of mosquitoes. This will minimize the risk of an outbreak of mosquito-transmitted diseases. For further information on mosquito control, contact the Public Health Department of any government hospital or clinic near to you. Prevention is always better than cure, so let's reduce mosquito breeding sites in our homes and communities.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
He was involved from the very beginning in the creation of our modern day democracy.
Even at an age when most of us would consider retiring, Sir Howard kept on serving and serving and serving. And it didn't really matter in the areas that he was serving. He kept on serving and serving and serving.
Yes, it is sad that we have lost a giant of a man, but we all can be comforted that whilst he lived for 98 years, it was 98 good years.
We now close the pages of today's magazine. Be sure to keep in touch by sending your emails to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm and visit our social media pages on Facebook and Twitter for timely updates. Plus, click on our website at jis.gov.jm to get vital information on all things Jamaican. On behalf of the entire production team at the JIS, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.